It's for a video.
Why is it for a video?
Well, I want to show that I could lower this 50-foot tube into a well and pump water out of the well without electricity.
Into a well?
Mm-hmm.
What's a well?
Well, a lot of people get their water from a hole in the ground. Hey, you cool cats, you found the original One Mound channel. I've been thinking a lot about water, and I live by a river, so I kind of always thought if the electricity were to go out or the water were to stop flowing from my faucet for any reason, I'm blessed to live so close to a river I could just go grab some. But then I was thinking, what if people from outside my city came to our river because they didn't have a river near, I live near Milwaukee. Maybe people from Milwaukee need water, obviously, and if it's not flowing through their taps, what if the river becomes an unsafe place to be? And so what if I don't want to go to the river and hang out with a bunch of scared people to fill up a pot of dirty river water? What if instead I want to pump my water from a well? So naturally I looked up manual well pumps, and I was surprised that they cost hundreds of dollars, $3, $4, $5, $6, even more. And that was ridiculous. So I set out to do it cheaper, and this is what I've come up with. I bought this little manual utility pump, and I bought a 50-foot length of this PVC tubing, and I bought a check valve, a heavy check valve, because if I'm going to be lowering this tubing into a well, I need something heavy at the end to, pull it down and stop it from getting bound up. So I bought a heavy spring-loaded check valve for the end of the tube, and I bought an adapter so that I could attach the tube to the check valve. Now the adapter that I bought it's on an angle, which is not ideal. Obviously, we would want the check valve to hang straight down. But for the purpose of demonstrating whether this works or not, that didn't matter. I would, however, much rather a straight connection instead of an angled corner connection. And for the purpose of this experiment, to see if it worked, I had to simulate lowering this into a well. So the full weight of the tube and the check valve and the water that I ultimately suck into the tube, all that weight needs to be supported by the pump up top. So that's why I've got it all tied together here instead of just throwing it in the bucket, because if I'm lowering it into a well, there'd be some weight. And, when you pump water into a 50-foot tube at 1/2 inch diameter, well, actually it's a 1/2 inch outer diameter, that inner is less, but it's like 3 or 4 pounds worth of water.
Dad, let's play
Tic-tac-toe.
What are you doing?
Trying to pump water.
Why?
Here, come here. Come around. Here. You pump water. Hold this here. Take your hand. Pump the water. Wow, it took forever to pump the water through this hose or this tube,
Why are you pumping
and get the first bits of water to come out the pump. I want to take the water, make it go all the way through this whole hose and come out over here.
over there?
Yeah, it's gonna come out right here. Oh, look at you. You're making water. You see every time you pump it, you can see the water come up towards here. It's almost there. Oh, there's some. It's a lot of work. I've been pumping this thing for like 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow. Why are you pumping water?
It's for a video.
Why is it for a video?
And they use electricity to pump it out. But if
So
electricity
you're
goes...
trying to pump out the water?
I'm trying to pump out the water without electricity to see if I could, so that I would never have to be without water, because I like water.
What? do you have it for?
This has to be wrapped around it.
Why?
Because if I was hanging this over a well, I would keep it wrapped around it so it didn't fall into the well.
How are you getting a big squat out?
I don't know. I'm just mad because I've been here for so long. But yeah, we're recording 25 minutes. 25 minutes we've been pumping this thing. Terrible. We got all the air out? Yeah, look, all the air's out. So every pump now. Keep going. Ooh, that was a good one. Starting to get more. Hey, don't pump it back into the well, you goober. You gotta put it in the dog's bowl.
So all that water, we're trying to get all the air to suck out. Can you hold it?
So we pumped that quart in just like the last 3 minutes since we put the dog's bowl here. Now we have to prove that the water won't backflow past the check valve. And how do we do that? We lift it up out of the bucket and see if water comes out. Okay, you don't pump it. Stop that. Let's lift it up. There's the check valve. I think you got to get the pump up above. So I'll sit. No, stop. I say don't pump. Yeah, and that check valve works, which means that every time you're thirsty and you need to fill your dog's bowl up with water, you don't have to pump this pump for 25 minutes because now the tube is full and it will remain full because the check valve will stop the water from flowing back into the well. So this is it's ready to go now. It would be ready to go. You could just go out to your well, and when you start pumping it, water immediately starts coming out because it's there already. This was a huge success. Super excited.